What's up, y'all? We back, and it's your boy Broadway, and we back to do an album review, something different for the channel. We usually talking about movies, we're usually talking about games, but I love music. I love rap. I love rapping. I'm a writer. Look at this. I love making music. I hope I'm capturing it. I don't feel like bringing OBS back up, but yeah. I'm a music head just as much as I am a video game or a movie head. And today we're gonna be talking about Chattanooga, Tennessee-born rapper Isaiah Rashad. His newest album, It's Been Awful. My history with Isaiah Rashad, I was put onto him through Sylvia Demo. Didn't hear that the YouTube album, Welcome to the Game, where it's got that shitty photo of him doing this. I think he even talked about it in an interview, like, damn, why y'all niggas picked that photo? Like, we had a whole shoot, dozens of photos were taken, and y'all picked that one. That's what happens, brother. So I haven't listened to it. Maybe I will. I thought I heard something, but it's just me coming out the headphones. I don't like wearing headphones when I talk because, like, the delay makes me slow down my talking and it doesn't feel natural. It just makes me feel weird. But let me do the too long didn't read, or in this case, too long didn't watch, because this is going to be a pretty lengthy video. We're going to not entirely in depth track by track, but I do want to discuss the album because I'm in love with it. This is probably my favorite Isaiah Rashad album, in my personal opinion. I think it's his best work since Sylvia Demo and or The Sun's Tirade. I say and or The Sun's Tirade because, truthfully, I only liked about half, maybe to 3/4 of that album. You know, there's some things production wise and just lyrically he was doing that I just kind of I wasn't vibing with. So in regards to a full body of work, being able to listen to it from front to back, this is the best thing since Sylvia Demo. Sylvia Demo is one of those. It's To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, Lupe Fiasco's The Cool, or Tetsuo and Youth, Drogas Wave. These are albums you can put on songs, individually, but you truthfully don't listen. You don't go to Pimp a Butterfly, and some people might do this. I don't, but typically you don't go there and just be like, I'm gonna go listen to Institutionalized. I'm gonna go listen to Mama. I'm gonna go listen to All Right, King Kunta, or Black of the Berry. When you get the itch to listen to Pimp a Butterfly, that is like, for a fact, I'm sitting down for an hour and 16 minutes and I'm experiencing this album. Okay, that's just one of those things. Good Kid, Mad City. You can go on. Like, let me throw on some backseat freestyle real quick. Let me throw on some Sing About, Let Me. Let me throw on some Mad City. You can. That's now you can do. Damn, totally an album you can do that with. Let me go throw on some Let me go throw on some Loyalty. These are songs, some Duckworth. These are things you can do that with. Sylvia Demo, you can do that too, but I love listening to it in full. It's Been Awful is one of those albums. I listen to this thing in full. It's so damn good. And, I'm good. I'm not wrapped up in the stigma of content creation where I need to listen to it once, a couple times, and quickly get it out there to get all the views, like a Fantano or somebody. That's no diss to Fantano. I'm subscribed to him. I've been watching him since his review for 2014, 2015. So, it's been a minute since I've been subscribed, so no diss to him at all. But for me, just as a writer myself, if I'm really vibing with an album and I want to talk about it, I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to read the lyrics. I didn't quite read the lyrics to everything for this yet because we'll get into it later. But yeah, so too long didn't watch. This is Isaiah Rashad's best work. I'm going to give it, I hate using numbers, I hate grades, but if we're doing it, it's going to be a 9 out of 10, maybe a 9.5. I think there's like one or two things that I'm just like, with, but they're really minute and minor. So that's why I said, like, it's either a 9 to a 9.5. very fucking close to a damn near perfect album. And, you know, I just want to look at this right here because we're going to be on Genius just so we can make it easier to look at stuff. But I hate Genius nowadays. I remember getting on Genius like when The Pimp a Butterfly was out, when Absol dropped Do What Thou Wilt, and I was trying to break down Tetsuo and Youth from Lupe and like breaking down Arm and Hammer stuff. Like just Genius used to be a place where you could go and see like truly break down lyrics that were next level, that needed to be broken down, that needed to be discussed among a variety of people. So, that was the point. I don't know this girl right here. Who is this girl? Mason. Oh, she done left. Okay. But I'm just getting hit with ads. But my point is, when I was prepping for this video, I was getting Genius set up. They had Lizzo breaking down one of her songs. And I couldn't help, but I didn't even unmute it. I just watched the shit muted and I read the subtitles and I read the lyrics as they were coming up on screen. Why in the fuck are we breaking down lyrics from Lizzo? Now, I have not listened to much of her. Just here and there, a few songs that honestly I can't even relay back to you because I just don't remember them, right? But it's just lyrics that are so surface level. And it's one of those things that if you don't understand what this girl is talking about, you need to go back to school. You need help. Something needs to happen because how do you not understand what Lizzo is talking about in the vast majority? Most of all of her work, She ain't a Mick Jenkins out here in these streets. She ain't an Absol. She ain't a Rakim. She ain't a Razkaz. I'm gonna take it back a little bit so I'm not just keep using more relevant artists. But she ain't out here really bending the brain to make you think about lyrics. Why are we giving her a spot on Genius? And I get it. I'm just bitch moaning and complaining at this point, not even talking about the album. We're gonna get to the album. Maybe when I'm looking back at it, I'll put the timestamp in the video or something. I'm still new to YouTube, sorry. But it's just shout out to her getting a check, however small or big that Genius check was, giving her a spot to break that down. I ain't never mad at somebody collecting a bag, but it's just for Genius itself. And I get Genius has been on this train for a while, it's too late to stop the shit. But it's just like we need to get back to interviewing like rappers that are actually putting lyrics down on the page and it's like, yo, what the fuck is this double entendre? Like I get the surface level meaning, but I have a strong feeling that there's something else and I would just really like to know. And that's the type of shit. Like and I'm gonna bring up Absol. Like even when they had him come on most recently for the album before Dough Burger, or Soul Burger. It was for Herbert, the self-titled project, essentially. And he was breaking down the song Do Better. And even then, it was like, as much as I love seeing Soul break stuff down and be on Genius, and in fact, if I remember correctly, Genius is really because of him, because of the shit he was writing. Apparently they got a whole room for him down at the Genius Mansion. But anyway, like, even when he was there, like, we're so past the point of him writing to the depth that he was writing in with Do What Thou Wilt and Control System. Like, if you're not understanding the message and the bars that he's putting down on Do Better, again, we got to have it talked about some of the intellect of the listeners at this point, right? And it's not, and the thing about the way Ab is writing on Herbert in regards to, yeah, Do What Thou Wilt, it's just more accessible. He still has bars on there. I'm trying to remember. It's hard for me to remember lyrics when I don't when I don't have the beat in my head going, and like I have to damn near pretty much start from the first bar of the verse. I can't just pick bars out of the verse and remember them like that. But he's got bars like on what is it, I think Good Man with Punch. Like there's bars on that where it's like, there's like double triples in this motherfucking verse. And like he's still doing absol shit and rapping, but he's not too caught up. I think he even said in the interview, he's not caught up in the theory and like so much as making his rhymes a puzzle anymore. He's giving you dope bars, good punchlines, and just being a great MC and storyteller as he's always been. And I hate to use this term, but essentially dumbing it down so he can get more of a bag, so he can get more people in seats, get more ears on the streaming services. And there ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Because for me, we're still getting, in my opinion, pretty good music out of him for it. I think Herbert was better than Soulburger. Um, there was a ton of tracks on Soulburger for me that were just like, ah, what the fuck are we doing here? I get we're trying to get more accessible and get a bag, but I don't know if this is the right move, brother. But anyway, long tangent aside, some of y'all probably damn fucking left already. Let's get back to Isaiah Rashad. It's been awful. And we'll go ahead and get into one of the negatives about this album that I don't like. And this is going to almost sound like a personal attack. And I don't mean for it to sound like a personal attack, but I think it's just in regards to one of the problems he talks about on this album that I hope he continues to better himself each day with his life, and that is drug addiction to the the amphetamines, just his severe pill addiction. And I remember I'm so kind of surprised he probably doesn't hold any ill will towards him for it, but I remember in interviews back in Sun's tirade, and before like uh, the house burning down was coming out, that he was saying he was never a pillhead until he went on tour with Schoolboy Q. And that's what Q and all the boys on the fucking tour bus were doing. They were just popping oxys and fucking pills. And then Isaiah got into that shit. And then he just went down a dark path, you know? And I just heard something ding ding. I don't know what the hell's going on. What's happening? But anyway. But yeah, he went down like a dark path. And we might need to do some inception real quick, make sure everything's good. Okay, it's still recording. Cool. All right. Anyway, um, but yeah. So in a way, some of that shit is Schoolboy's fault for the path he went down, and other times it's not. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus or put no ill will out there. But him being on these drugs, one of the things there's parts of this album. I'm a fan of skits. I'm a fan of hearing like studio session recordings of them just in the studio talking and then having that kind of be the transition into the next song. I don't mind that shit, but I am only assuming that there's times on this album that when we do get those moments when he was in the studio, it sounds like this dude is either high or drunk as fuck, and his words are just kind of slurring. It's not getting pieced together too well, and for me, it's just hard to listen to. So that's one of the reasons I kind of knock a small bit of points off the album, because I like being able to just let the songs bleed into each other. But then like there's talking at the end of a song that I don't vibe with, and it's like, all right, goddamn, we got about 30 seconds to a minute of this. Let's just skip through this and get on with the next song. But and it's kind of even proven right here in this little block of text on Genius. Like, did Isaiah Rashad say anything about the title? I did not. The first time when I was setting up the video and I read this, I thought this was, I didn't even read the fact that it said that. I didn't read that sentence. Did Isaiah Rashad say anything? I didn't read the fact that this was his tag, his personal tag right here. So I thought this was just some dude on Genius doing his own personal breakdown of the album, because that is how, like, just incohesive his own breakdown is. And like I said, this shit sounds like a personal attack. It's not, because I love this man's music. I just hope this man gets better and he gets off the pills, because it be affecting his speech either day to day or when he's just, just in a moment. And so he says, it ain't like as dark as niggas would think it is. It's a recognition, like the state of the world to a certain extent, but it's like growth sucks. I could say on the parenting shit, being a good father isn't easy. I'm saying being timely, being things about yourself, like that ain't easy. Like shit, just breaking old habits, shit like that. I won't get too deep into it. They got a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Being real with myself, all the good and shit that a nigga would get into, being lost in LA, niggas just get into some dumb shit. And so I had to like, it's just like not getting through that type of shit. Waking up every day and being fucking on top of yourself. That shit ain't glamorous. That shit, it ain't pretty. Making your fucking bed, paying your bills, just regular shit. Like half the time and you ain't doing it, nigga. You having a fucking ball because you ain't handling your shit. It's like reading it for the third time. It's like, all right, whatever, I get it, but goddamn, nigga, do you know what your album's about? Do you know what your own album's about? Like that's the vibe it gives me. Like, I don't know. So let's get into this shit. That just goes into one of the negatives I have. It's just some of the endings of some of the songs when he's talking. It's like, all right, I'm good on hearing you talk. I'd rather just hear you rap because you sound like you're having a hard time half the time. So we're gonna go from the top to the bottom. Funny thing is, I said earlier, I'm glad I don't have to rush out and review this stuff because if I would have done this shit day one, day two, this would have been a negative review because I wasn't fucking with the production of this album. It was weird. And I don't think it was necessarily me not even just straight up not liking it and me being negative. I didn't know how to feel because I think it was like a shock. I didn't expect him to go into this soundscape. And it took a few days. And I'm an Uber driver, so like whenever depending on who's riding with me and the time of day, like if it's nighttime, this is like a nighttime album. So if I'm Ubering past 9 o'clock, you gonna get this put on. And yeah, man, that's when it really clicked. Just having it play front to back over and over again while I'm Ubering and just really getting the feel of it. Yeah. So let's start off with the first track, The New Sublime. Julian Santonia is on this album a lot, but I love this song as an intro. This is one of those like when you as soon as that like beat comes on, it's like Isaiah. Okay, all right, here we go. And I, I love the refrain on the chorus and the hook of this song. This is one of my favorite lines. I've been the Clarkest Kent at my lowest. You're a Superman fan, you know what that is. On Lois Lane, lowest, small little doubles. I like it. And yeah, man, you can just hear it. The very beginning of the album, this is what he's talking about. I'm cut from a sinful nature and I feel afflicted, falling over. Ask me who I'm fucking and who I've been fucking up. I love that line. He a hoe bag. This is one thing I learned about Isaiah from this album. He's somewhat of a hoe bag. And since they sent my sister back to jail, back when we would pop a Xan, if I romanticized in Percocets, I might relapse again. I love this song, man. I'm giving up my home. I'm not just gonna keep blowing it, but I love this damn song. Sing it with me, y'all. I've been the Clarkest Kent at my lowest. But somebody check on that nigga, he going crazy. Somebody check my cousin, she going crazy. My aunt, my mama. Somebody pick up for me, my sister, back to me again. We all going crazy out here, y'all. This is why I say at the end of my videos, it's a refrain that I heard from Earl Sweatshirt on some rap songs. I think it's on the song Veins. This is why I say at the end of all my videos, keep pace, be safe, and have faith out there. Because the world is going fucking crazy day by day. And we need each other, and we need this good music. I'm always thinking with my dick. I'm always giving up my heart. I'm always giving up my love. Somehow I look into your eye. I promise you that wedding ring. I promise you that debit card. Profit over love again. And that's a line that is a recurring theme over much of this album. And you can kind of look at it in, I think, in a multitude of ways what that line could mean. I think in a lot of ways he's talking about maybe his own relationship, like, I'm looking at just going back to work and profiting like off of the career over this love shit again, because whether he's cheating or getting cheated on, he's tired of it either way. And I think it's also kind of talking about, in a way, in regards to his own music, um also like the Absol effect, just being more accessible, not doing a lot of rapidy rap shit, you know, it's profit over love again. It's like that's what we're doing with the music. Like fuck the love and fuck all the like barring out. Like we got to profit. So there's multiple ways you could look at it. That last one is probably just head canon, and it's probably just more of the relationship stature that we're going with. I'm lashing out on you again. I'm crashing my little supercar. I have to look this up. Is this something that actually happened? Did Isaiah Rashad like get into a pretty bad car accident? Because he says something later in one of the songs talking about, yeah, like, I bet they wish I died or I drowned when that turbo boosted off. Like he mentions this a lot. So damn, these boys over at Top Dog be going through it. Absol threw himself off a fucking bridge or roof. This nigga crashed apparently. A J Rock wrecked his motorcycle and almost passed from that. Schoolboy Q playing golf. I don't think he getting into anything, but great fucking opener. I think it perfectly sets the tone, and it's funny because right after this, you get the next track, MOM, Man on a Mission, which I thought this was produced by Cal Banks, because the beat totally sounds like something you would have heard off of The House is Burning. And yeah, I said the best album since Sylvia Demo. I was not really much of a fan of The House is Burning. Way too airy for the production. Um, he was leaving a lot of space on that album, and he wasn't doing Isaiah Rashad things. Like Isaiah Rashad is known for like taking like minimalistic beats that can be like really trippy and like low key, lo-fi, I guess. But he has so much energy on top of it. What he's bringing to that beat makes it feel hard as fuck. And he just wasn't doing that for me on The House is Burning. He was getting more into his singing shit, his sing rapping stuff. And there's songs on there I vibe with, but as a whole project, no. Even more so than Sun's Tirade, no. So this, I feel like his singing, he's perfected. What he was doing on that, the trap influences that he was getting in on for The House is Burning. I think those are perfected here, especially with songs like Scared to Look Down. That's probably got one of the most infectious hooks on this album, and probably that I've heard so far this year. We'll get to that, of course, eventually. I'm gonna turn this camera around. I thought I heard the phone going off. I think we're good. We're gonna go back to the Inception real quick. Make sure we good. Okay, yeah, y'all still good there. But yeah, Man on a Mission, and it's taking me back and forth. I didn't really think about. I didn't like the song at first. This was one of those I was like, I'm good. It kind of aesthetically, it reminded me of the song from Sun's Tirade, Don't Matter. I don't like that song. I don't like the lyrics. I don't like the beat. And this was kind of giving me those vibes with how airy it is. But it really grows on you. Um, I'm on no drugs. I'm in this house. I the dust. I'm levitating off this love, and when you die, it's like you flushed it. I love his flow. I do love the flow he was picking up on this song. And this is one of those where the energy builds. Like, like I said, he perfected the trap influence and what he was doing with The House is Burning. And this, what he's doing with his vocals, not just performative wise, but also in like post with the effects, with the multi-layered vocals doing, and like it almost feels manic in a way. that goes back to Sylvia demo. That was one of my favorite things, like on RIP Kevin Miller. Like he's rapping and there's like 3 to 4 different voices overlaid with each other. And like throughout the verse, it's going through each one. Like that's like he's bringing that back. He's being more energetic. The beat's more energetic and laid back. Like this album is, I'm telling you, man, this album is damn near fucking perfect. And yeah, I think the only thing I can really get from this one is it's just more drug talk, really, more relationship stuff, cheating stuff. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing to hold on, baby. Both her creeping and the girlfriend love you. Real life, she mean in the world ain't love you. I love the flow, like the quick, jittery. I love it. Fits perfectly with the beat. And then this bridge, a perfect bridge. Don't just dance, gon' get loose. Don't put everything you had in the booth. Let's get gone, gon' pop two. Wait, don't overdo it. Hey, I love that shit. It's good, man. That's a bop. It's a nice, good bop. Cole, that says Cole, you stupid. I always thought that said ho, you stupid. That's what I always thought it said ho, you stupid. But it's the I knew it was a producer tag, but I just didn't know it was saying Cole. So yeah, let's just move on to the single, which is it's the same shit. The rock, the pocket full of knots, the pills, the blow, the yak, the top. The shit rides, man. Um, simple message of a song. You know, it's the same old shit. It's the same repetitive thing each day. Yeah, it's one of those things where people say, my life sounds boring. Having a routine, and that's how a lot of people like get their shit together is applying a good routine. I'm gonna get up, work out, do work on my passions, spend time with the kids, dinner, maybe work out again, go to sleep, and then literally rinse, lather, repeat until you have a sustainable foundation. And that life sounds boring as fuck, but that's how you build sustainability. And that street works both ways. You can flip that. It can be a very negative thing if it's just doing the same old shit, getting up, not making your bed, delaying brushing your teeth, maybe delaying fucking taking a bath, delaying doing your passions, working on your hobbies, like trying to turn your music, like working from turning your music or your content creation into an actual career. Drugs. Maybe you're smoking too much weed. Maybe you're popping too many pills. Maybe you're drinking too much liquor. Maybe you're going out too much. Maybe you're just doom scrolling on the phone too much. It's the same shit. But today, you got to get up off your ass and live. You got to do something, I remember watching Maximilian Dude, the streamer. He said when he was still just a young lad playing video games, being addicted to like one of the older Final Fantasy games, and seeing it get announced, and he was sitting there like, damn, one day my life is gonna start, and today ain't it. Today is not it, but one day it's gonna start. And love that simple message. Simple message, great flow, great beat. Now we move on to those two songs are really the only songs that are like that on this fucking album. Like Scared to Look Down has some more trap influence, but I think Same Shit is really the only song on here where it's like that's kind of a trap song. Like you got the classic 808, like the drum pattern and how they're programmed. The hi-hats, that is a traditional trap song. And then to go from that right into Boy in Red with SZA, which I think I saw a comment section somewhere. It's like, you give this song a few months or so, this thing is probably going to be one of those fucking TikTok songs you see kids doing weird lip singing and doing things like cutesy shit too with their boyfriend or their girlfriend beside them. This is one of those songs. And it's such a slap in the face after you get done something like Same Shit, because I'm not really going to go through the lyrics of this one. It's not like much to break down, but it's just a vibe, man. You know, I think Rashad does a good job of blending accessibility, just getting people to vibe out, putting giving people songs that they can put on in an environment more than just like, wanting to sit down and just listen to the music by yourself too. This is great beach music, the Sun's Tirade. The songs that I do love, I love playing fucking Free Lunch, and like What's Wrong at the beach. That Free Lunch is such a damn, just sitting on the shore high as fuck, smoking a joint, listening to the waves and oh, scrub, and having that shit on while you at the beach, man. It's perfect. And this is honestly up there. This is one of the songs you're on the way to the beach driving. Maybe you got the fucking top down on the convertible, you got the wind blowing in your hair. This is one of them tracks. Not gonna spend too much time with it. SZA, does she get on a track and ever not fucking bless it? Let's just be real about that. And they've been working together since like Sylvia demo. I don't know if they're just friends with benefits, or what. And maybe if they're not together, maybe it's because of the damn drugs. Isaiah, get off them drugs so you can go get with this beautiful woman. Maybe y'all just best friends. Maybe I don't want that. That ain't none of my business. Superficial. Still getting close to being one of my fucking favorite songs on the album. And really it's because of the progression of flow he gets to when it gets around to the second verse. And I love the chorus. Baby, I hate lights in the center, can we lay outside? I hate lights in the center, can we stay outside? Love that idea. Like, I fucking hate these fluorescent light bulbs. They don't do shit. It's giving me a headache. I got a damn migraine. Baby girl, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Let's go outside and go to Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Let me get you one of them expensive ass $8 smoothies. Get me a sunrise, sunset. Let's go to the park, baby girl. Let's go to the quarry. Get on the boat, lay out in the sun. If we're gonna lay out under any goddamn light, let it be the sunlight. Love that shit. You a junkie, you've been way outside. Just give just give just give And then the intro lyrics I love. I'm worth more than my rap shit. I'm worth more than my rap sheet. I'm getting caught in a rapture. Getting caught in you, baby. All right. And then shit, keep it going. I even love these lines. I need more than the last one. I need more than attachments. I need more than a password. These war interactions, baby. I ain't ready amongst them. I gotta stop because I'm gonna get fucking copyright stricken. But anyway, and this is the thing about Genius. How are there not annotations for these lyrics right here? Like, for me, these are basic lyrics. Like, I need more than the last one. I need more out of this relationship that I got out of my last one, because my last one didn't give me shit. It was bare minimum needs that any human should be getting, and I was barely getting that. I need more than attachments. I need more than the sex. I need more than the money. I need more than the materialistic things you're providing me. I need more than a password. I had a girl like this, girl. I need more than just your Netflix password. That's not me connecting enough. You saving me $20 a month ad free watching. That ain't enough. These are war interactions. All right. I'm not dead, but I'm amongst them. I'm inside. I've been hurt so many times. I ain't dead, but believe me, I'm walking amongst them. I ain't dead, but my cup dirt. And if I'm dead, I ain't even drinking water. I'm drinking the dirt I'm buried under. I ain't scared of you personally, but I'm scared of your love. These are basic lyrics that I'm sitting here breaking down right in front of your face. How the fuck is this shit not annotated? This is the shit I'm talking about. This is where we're at in 2026 when it comes to the intellect and like the intellect we expect listeners to have. Like, look at this nigga to the right here. Like, why do we need him breaking down whatever song he was just breaking down? Because I can promise you there was nothing there worth breaking down. I was hoping I could see his name before he went away, but I couldn't even get it. But anyway, I'm scared of your love. Like, baby, life ain't fair to your hard work. I'm nailed to the artwork. I thought I was saying life ain't fair to your hard work. That's what I thought he was saying. I didn't think it was a question. I didn't. It didn't sound like a question for me when he was saying it. I thought it was saying life ain't fair to your hard work. You know, like you can put. I think this is another thing. Like I think people like hear what I wish Isaiah could just put these lyrics up himself because I feel like people just listen and it's not what they're actually hearing. Because if you look at like YouTube lyrics, it says something different. It says life ain't fair to your hard work. And so when I was listening to it, not reading anything, I was taking it as like you can do all the hard work you can. Like you can put 10,000 hours in, you could put 5 to 10 years into something, but life isn't fair to your hard work. You can still get nowhere. You know, there's streamers out here that have been streaming for 5, 10 plus years and still nearly barely break 50 to 100 viewers. You know, we're not all a Maximilian dude. We're not all an Asmongold who can stream and do what they want for 10 years and build an audience to when they get on and start streaming, they have over 5,000 people watching them. You know, life ain't fair to your hard work. So I'm gonna keep my head canon. I'm gonna say that whoever wrote these lyrics here on Genius fucked that up, and yeah, but you can take it as that too, because that also works. Life ain't fair. Do your hard work. That also works. But this one is right. I'm nailed to the artwork. You know, I'm like maybe I'm thinking about it too deep, but I always looked at that as like sacrificing himself for the artwork, like Jesus, like he's nailed to the artwork. Don't stare at her, don't stare at her heartbreak. Then we go back through the chorus. But verse 2, man, this is the verse right here. This is the buildup of flow that I was talking about. I love his progression of flow in this song. That baby, I've been falling since August, awful often off the coffin, aren't you? Piece by piece to piece, me back is torture. All for love and lost the love, was looking like I lost myself and lost the step is costly. Cause on you never lie. Did you have another episode? Are you privy to the underline? Are you heading it down alone? Ain't the devil on the number down? Bro, this shit, I fucking love this goddamn song, bro. It's so fucking good. And this is it. Dope flow, dope bars, speaking the message. Fucking love it. It's goddamn. I was giving myself chills doing that damn flow. I love the progression of flow in that second verse. Um, but yeah, I ain't even gonna go through it almost. Um, man, I'm just going through it. I love this line, like, but it's just even still, like, I just don't understand how there's no annotations for this, man. Like, can I annotate them? Is there a way I can like create a fucking profile where I can annotate test myself? Because I will, honestly. Um, but what does he say? I know I'm flawed, but stay with me. I got a problem with escapism. Me too. It's something I've gotten a lot better at, but I've also like, because you go to work, maybe you go through things. Like I'm a caretaker for my mom, so there's a lot of times where I spend so much energy on work, her, and then my son, trying to make sure the house and everything is just in order. And sometimes I don't have the energy to come and do something like this and make content and make music because I done spent so much energy elsewhere. And so I just kind of rely on escapism. I rely on doom scrolling, watching YouTube. That's one thing. Like I'm trying to be a better producer and not just a consumer. You know, do I want to just like, do I want to just keep escaping through watching endless YouTube content, or do I want to come in here and make my own content? Do I want to sit here and keep listening to Isaiah Rashad and a bunch of other artists and listening to them make their music, or do I want to come in here and make my own music? So I got a problem with escapism too. I like smoking too much. It's a thing. We're all working on it. Life is a whole work in progress. I don't think we ever actually get to the end of the work that it takes on ourselves. And yeah. And then the last line, closing out the verse, my mama intervened and I want to see you cleaner. Yeah. Wish they would have put that in quotes because that's definitely his mom telling him that. And yeah, and this is just one of those things. I like the message that he's talking about in this outro. It's just he sounds fucking zooted when he's talking, and me personally, my ears, I just can't hear it. My ears don't like hearing that, so that's why I usually just skip this part. And I try to make it a little bit cohesive because he'll be like, let me like that motherfucker up," and then like you'll hear the lighter flick, and then I just kind of skip at that part to let it perfectly roll into, which is also creeping up to be one of my fucking favorite songs. Scared to Look Down. Oh my god. This goddamn hook. I gotta jump tonight on the Prada boots hit the rain. Baby, don't you spill all that shit. It's contagious. Side through the night dip on my chips, on my brain. Plotting in my den, on my hip like a page. I've been in my phases. I've been changing for the greater. 3, 4, 5 M's later. We had a meeting in the kitchen about some chicken and some gravy. I'm right back on the road, although it pains me to leave. God damn, boy. That motherfucker hook, nigga. That hook goes hard as fuck. I love that goddamn hook. And, the verses are, for me, the verses are just as good. On some braggadocious shit, but also just very, very, very personal. And, and like, of course, the only annotation is this line right here. Of course, the only annotation is this line: fucking her and him, fucking on your mama. Because, of course, like the biggest controversy that's come out about Isaiah Rashad in the past few years is the fact that a sex tape leaked of him getting blown and him blowing some dudes. I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that, I didn't even know about that literally until this album. Not even because of lyrics, but because there were headlines saying like that he was gonna be addressing the sex tape. And I was like, Isaiah Rashad got a sex tape. It was like it was a progression. It was first learning that he had a sex tape. It was like, God damn, Isaiah Rashad got a sex tape. What the fuck? And then you look it up, and then it's like, and then you learn like, oh shit, it was a sex tape with 2 dudes. Oh shit. So it was a progress, but there was never a point for me where it was like, fuck this nigga, and like, homophobic. And there was never any homophobia there. Like, I don't care. I'm bi. I don't care. Like, do you guys remember when Logic got in some hot water because I don't remember which radio show it was, but on an interview he was talking about in regards to Tyler the Creator. It was either Flower Boy or Igor, and it was when Tyler was really coming out as being gay, and Logic was essentially saying he could not see himself like he's not saying he couldn't listen to Tyler anymore like that, but he could not catch himself rapping with Tyler anymore because with that knowledge now, any sexual bar you can think of that Tyler was alluding to that wasn't obviously just overtly going towards women when he was doing his horrorcore shit, like now it's just like, oh god, yeah, he's talking about a dude, and I'm not about to be rapping that because that's just not how I roll. Logic got in the hot water about that, and honestly, I completely agree. Lil Nas X, he going around making songs talking about taking dick or anything like that. I like Lil Nas X, but if you got lyrics explicitly talking about doing niggas, I'm not rapping them. That's just it. Because like I love Cardi B, but I'm not about you not catching me going around rapping wet ass pussy. I might listen to wet ass pussy, but I'm not rapping wet ass pussy. That's the difference. But anyway, heading back to this album, of course, the motherfuckers on Genius are so brain dead that the only fucking line they can annotate out of this verse is fucking her and him fucking on your mama. And you already know, I'm not even going to click on the annotation. I know what the shit says. It's just going to say he's just talking about his bi shit. And he just like, that's it. You got this whole verse. Baby, what you working on? I've been working hard. Talking about me bad. I didn't heard it all. Hurts fucked up for a second. And then you can kind of, when I first heard it, I thought it was talking about like, that's what people were saying about him. Like they saying they fucking on her and him. But no, like he straight up, no. That's just him being him. Running from the law, Rashad, Gotta free my Gotta free my mind. Sometimes I won't get high, but I don't. Wear my water when I feel like I can't breathe. I grab my blunt. That's my flaw, and that's also one of my favorite lines because I just love that little wordplay. Because like when you in a house that's on fire, you got to get the fuck out because you can't breathe in the smoke. So I just love that. When I feel like I can't breathe, I grab my blunt and start smoking. Love that little wordplay there. I've been smoking to the Isleys all night long in my car. I was tripping, got so drunk I called my mama, and she said I had a death wish. Fucking with that rock. I thought it was with that rock, like that crack rock, but whatever that rock, it's probably the same thing. Then I quit that eighth time. Could have broke down, but I didn't. Kept it old school. Could have fall off or get rich and get my roll on. I see them blue lights in the mirror, and then he goes in. This nigga got flows for days on this album. I love it. And but yeah, some of my favorite types of bars are personal bars, but when you're rapping your ass off. I think someone who's one of the best at that is Earl Sweatshirt. And him too. But yes, but this is the line I was talking about here. Like, I know them niggas wish I would drown when that turbo pushed off. I'm gonna have to look this up later, like if he got into a car accident. And but yeah, this song, this fucking hook, it rides, it vibes, it is so damn good. Then we roll into Happy Hour, which is just a good old song about his drinking habits. And his singing has gotten so much better, man. His singing's gotten better, everything. And just his songwriting in general. And especially, I appreciate Isaiah Rashad for, if there's one thing I appreciate Isaiah Rashad for in this age of music in 2026, it's the fact that I don't think there's a single fucking song I think there's one song on this album that's under 3 minutes. That's like maybe just between 2 to 3 minutes long. And I think that's Man on a Mission. I might even be wrong about that. I actually think that song might be 3 to 4 minutes long. But I can't stand getting an album and it's like there's 16 songs, there's 18 songs, or even worse, there's less, there's 12 or 10 songs. And almost every fucking song it barely reaches 2 minutes. Barely reaches 2 minutes. That's the problem I had with the most recent fucking Joji album. You know what? I'm gonna talk about that album after I do this video. The Joji's newest album, Piss in the Wind. I'm gonna just say that right here and right now. I'll do a deep dive on that album, but just a quick thing about that. Joji, you're right. That album is Piss in the Wind. That's what the album feels like. The album feels like B-sides to Nectar, and it wasn't even worth putting out. If you were trying to get out of your label or some shit like that, trying to pull a Drake, whatever, but Piss in the Wind is literally what that is. Just Piss in the Wind. Like, nothing but short songs to grab like TikTok people. And there's maybe 4 or 5 songs I like on that fucking album. Everything else sounds like shit that was Nectar rejections. And it was like, no, I'm good. But anyway, thank you, Isaiah Rashad, for making an album with songs that are fucking at most of them at the minimum are a baseline 3 fucking minutes. Give me a traditional song. Doesn't have to be hella long. Doesn't need to be hella short. 3 to 3.5 minutes. When I was coming up in creative writing, that's what my teacher instilled in my head. 3.5 minutes. I was a slam poet, so maybe that has something to do with it too. 3.5 minutes. If you can't get your point across in 3.5 minutes, then hang the fucking code up. That's it. So yeah, but anyway, Happy Hour. It's a great little drinking song. I love his my side, give it up, oh love, I want some more drink. I love his little way of singing. And then and so I know like any traditional rapper hates this. Just baby, 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 baby. No real rhyming or anything. I caught you spinning on your last baby. Prepared you for the crash, baby. Past living in the past, baby. Again, these are lyrics that have a great message and they're simple. I'm past living in the past. Why is there not an annotation for this? Simply saying that, breaking that lyric down. Stars only at the mask, baby. We ran from that raw feeling that we shared, baby. Stairs led you to my stash, baby. Rare vision and romance, baby. I love it, man. I love what he does on this song with the flow. And then on verse 2, that's when he gets into verse 2 is more like, okay, now we're fucking rapping. Like now we're doing our shit. Um, you know, and like I tried to balance being like, why is there no annotation? Like I'm trying to balance, I'm trying to walk this tightrope of life, this tightrope that is life. I'm trying to balance being between this life and race and death as I gather speed. You know, he's in the race car. He's racing between life and death. He's on the middle. He's on the balance. Looking to my left and looking to my right. I'm almost down the street. I fall so hard, then fell so low to get this far. The dark to say that shit been fucking with my heart, but I can barely sleep because you busy chasing this money, love, and all of these amphetamines. Man, this industry is fucked, y'all. I'm telling you. It's getting spiritual. Them spirits chasing after me. And, you know, like Isaiah is the type of rapper, he's not going to get really poetic. He's just going to be very straightforward. You know, there's so many different types of rappers out there. There's like rappers like Lupe, he's going to give you lyrics to break down that connect to a bunch of different things. Like you're gonna get the surface level. This is what the bar actually means. But also, if you played fucking Contra, this is what it also means. Like, oh shit, okay, well, damn, I'm sorry, I'm not a Contra player, but that's just what it be sometimes. That's the beauty of rap. That's my favorite thing about rap. You know, it's shit like this. Where was that bar I was looking at? I'm trying to look for it. But and of course, the only line that's annotated is "got me burning down my house again," because the house is burning. The house is burning. Oh yeah, I annotated. Like this is how far a lot of listeners' brains go when it comes to rap. This is why, like, this is why when it comes to like a lot of just casual listeners of rap music, I don't talk to them about rap because it only goes so far. Like the intellect of it when it comes to breaking the shit down, it is only going to go so far. You're not going to get an in-depth conversation with most casual rap listener fans. Like you're just not. Like you're gonna talk. They're gonna point out lines like this. Got me burning down my house again. Okay, cool, but and maybe it's because like you look through and there's not any more lines to really point out. That's like that. Like I guess like that gets you like that, but even for me, like even this line is better. Like this line has more depth for me than that. Like it's getting spiritual, them spirits chasing after me. Like, you know, he could be talking about like spirits as like then people he's lost, but we all know what he's really talking about. He's talking about them spirits chasing after him. He's trying to get away from that liquor, but them spirits keep chasing after him. We all know that's what he's really talking about. But of course, there's not a fucking annotation for that. Just out here having fun. Imagine that. They say you ain't a star until you jump. This is like, I love this, the closer. I'll say Isaiah Rashad has a really good talent of closing a verse. And that's one thing I've noticed about him. His second verses always are fucking golden. His first verses are always good, but it's like his second verse, that's when he really like digs into a topic and or like really puts in the like the pen work and like really gets in like poetically. Like I'm just out here having fun. No, we had matching scars from off the roof, just out here having fun. Just imagine that. They say you ain't a star until you jump. Like 1,000 checks, a pound of flesh. I'm carving out my lumps. What do I despise more than myself and all that I've become? Like, what is he? He's become this addict, this dude who continuously works and he's trying to chase a bag. And that's what it means. Like, when you go into this industry, you have to be ready to carve out. You have to be ready to serve a pound of flesh. You have to be able to remove parts of yourself, whether that be some people, it goes to the extreme, giving up their body, giving up the most part of their being, giving up like their actual body for it. But some like when he says like he's carving out a pound of flesh, like when he really means is like, you want all these checks, you want all this money, you want this, you're gonna have to sacrifice yourself from your family, time, hobbies that maybe you once loved. Like you love gaming, you may have to not game for a while. You're going to have to sacrifice that. It's a part of yourself you're going to have to let go. Your wife, kids, that may be a part of yourself. You're carving out your lumps. And now when you get done carving out all these lumps and all these pieces of yourself, what does that leave you with? You know? And it leaves you with this question, now what do I despise more than myself? Because I've done all this to get here. I remember this was an interview with Rick Rubin. He said he just dropped, I think it was the debut album for the Beastie Boys. And his manager called him. He was like, "Well, you did it, man. The album's #1 on Billboard. It's charting everywhere else. You're making it's selling well, critically acclaimed right now. Like, how do you feel, Rick?" Rick just kind of sat there and he said, "I think this probably is the worst day of my fucking life because the work is done." He's like, "I put decades, hours of my life into this shit to escape all this trauma, all these things that I didn't want to deal with. Escapism. I have a problem with escapism." He was using his work, his music, as escapism from these issues that he was running from in his real life. And when he made it and was finally able to just sit back and relax, guess what was waiting there? That trauma, that depression, that anxiety, everything that all those pieces of himself that he cut away, all those things he tried to suppress, they were all still there after the work was done. And so let that be a lesson. Work on yourself before you get into an industry like this, before you get in a position like this, because it don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter how big house you got. It don't matter the finest chick you got. Even not the finest chick, maybe just a chick that connects with you. If you're not healed, none of the shit matters. Because if you don't despise anything more than yourself, then at the end of the day, you failed. And that's what you have to learn from and work on is yourself. And that's what Rashad, he wants some more drink. You got to get away from that, man. I don't know. I don't think we've gotten, I hope I haven't gotten to the line yet, but there's a line on this album when he talks about like the last time he told us he was clean, he lied. And, but now he's like trying to work. I think it might be Ain't Giving Up, but let's move on to probably right now my favorite song, and right now my son's favorite song. He loves the song. Do I Look High? Intro line is great. Love yourself, but don't do too much. Don't just give your energy away to everybody. Work on yourself. Like, treat yourself. Don't do too much. Georgia Smith has a great line from, it's a 7-track EP. I forget what the fuck it's slipping my mind, but I think the song is called The Weekend. And she says like, "Don't work hard just to spend it. Keep your money, it's not only for the weekend." Like, yeah, save your money, man. That shit ain't just for the weekend. Yeah, keep it up. Don't do too much. Don't spend too much on yourself. Don't smoke too much weed. Don't do too much. It's that relates back to MOM. Like, don't just dance, come get loose. Go put everything you had in the booth. Like, don't just pop one, pop two. Wait. Don't overdo it. Don't do too much. Have fun, but don't do too much. You be fucking anybody when you're on that powder. So you got to get off that powder, man. It makes you feel invincible. It never made sense trying to live shit sensible. It's like, that's such a simple line. It never made sense trying to live shit sensible. Like, it never made sense trying to live shit by the right way. That's it. Like, making sense. I don't get it. And this line is so true right here. It's a huge problem with our boys today. Since boys watching too much porn to even know what we like. Plus the UFOs, I miss my tender innocence. Writing poems for the girl in my chemistry class. It was simple then. Superpowers, Superman. Don't overuse all of them. Now, I don't know exactly what plus the UFOs is, but watching too much porn to even know what we like. I've had this personal problem. You watch so much porn and then you try to just go and talk to a girl, get with them. In your heart you're attracted to, but then when it's time to do the deed, It just don't happen. And it's because our our brains, like young men's brains these days, it's so easy to just get on Instagram, X videos, the OnlyFans shit, and look at these girls that 9 times out of 10 you're only gonna see in passing, and you're never going to form any type of relationship with a girl like that, you know? And it fucks with your brain for when you do finally meet one of these beautiful, normal, hardworking women out here that just want a great relationship, and they see you for who you are, but you can't get your rocks or shit off because of all the porn you watch. And your brain is just accustomed to a certain body type that is really in the 1% of this world. And we need more rappers talking about shit like this. And it's not like this whole song is about it. He doesn't go deep into it. It's just enough where if you know this is a problem, or you know this is you, if you're paying attention to words that are coming out of people's mouths, this line will hit you. I miss my tender innocence. And I believe this line is real. I have no doubt that he probably had this, because this was me back in high school. Like when I started writing poems, even before rap, just writing slam poems, and writing them to girls in like high school, trying to see if I can use them to get on dates, which it did work, by the way. You just got to know how to you got to know how to use it. Like writing poems for the girl in my chemistry class, it was simple then. It's almost nostalgic for me because that was my life. Just simple, man. Having a crush on a girl in your chemistry class, maybe for me it was a different class, and writing a poem for her. Quit playing with my feelings. When you this high, you might never wake up. The last time was so foul, we might never make up. So that's just that's just relationship shit. Like, we usually do make up, but the last time we argued, that shit was so bad. Maybe not this time. Didn't hit my line like Rashad. I know you're trying to do it big. Don't leave that karma on your kids, though. Yeah, man. You got to do better for your kids. Then Julian Santonia. I don't know if this is the only song he's actually like performing on, but he's got a lot of production. He's got quite a few production credits on here. I know that for a fact. I like that. Find the floor on the internet. That's an interesting line. The devil don't want to see me on my shit. I'm out this world. He bends corners. That's how bad he is. Like the devil don't even want to see me on my shit. I never give, and this is where he says that. I never gave a fuck. I've never been sober, but I'm trying. The last time that I told you that, I was lying. The methamphetamines was fucking with my mind. And I love that vulnerability. I'm a vulnerable artist, There's a part where maybe sometimes it can be like TMI. You don't ever want to put so much into a song where it turns off a listener, but enough where the listener connects. You can put too much information to a song where instead of connecting with the artist, the audience ends up just being like, ugh, all right, I think I'm good on that. But this, I think it works extremely well. Like, the last time I told you niggas I was sober, I was fucking lying. I'm praying for all my niggas on that shit to chase a buzz. I'm praying that my sister make it home by Christmas morning. Again, this ties back to Isaiah mentions his sister like 3 or 4 times in this album. How come this is not annotated to give a message, to give a meaning behind it? Like, we know this. I'm starting to be a better, pure example for my sons. That needs no explanation. Again, like again, I'm praying that my sister make it home by Christmas morning. That doesn't need an annotation, but my point is, if you're going to annotate all this shit that is so simple to break down, you might as well annotate this, because this is just as simple as anything else. I'm finding a healthy way to express myself, like testaments of love. I'm a specialist. I made this especially for us. It's like, even then, like the way I would run Genius, like, and annotate this line doesn't mean anything in the grand text of a theme or a message, but just break down the wordplay for casual folks. I'm a specialist. I made this especially for us. Just break down the literal poetics of it at this point, Like, Genius doesn't just need to be for the meaning behind lyrics. Like, break down the actual writing and the poetry of it. To commemorate the Outer Wild today, I had writer's block. I hope someone doing better than they was the last time that I seen them. I hope you still dreaming. I love that. And thank God they at least annotated that one. Only ask one thing, don't lie to me. Look in my eyes. Do I look high? Do I look high, y'all? Anyway, great fucking song. Love it. These next two songs, they were my favorite for a while. Oh no, we're not there yet, but Ain't Giving Up. Do you see what I mean, guys? This whole fucking album from front to back is a goddamn gold standard. It's a banger, y'all. Like, you niggas gotta believe me when I say this. If y'all ain't listened to this yet, go and listen to it. Stop listening to me fucking talk about it and go listen to it. Because goddamn it, you fucking need to. It's so goddamn good, man. I Ain't Giving Up. And I love the cohesion from Do I Look High to Ain't Giving Up, because it kind of tricks you. Like, because Do I Look High, you can, like, if I were to shoot this if I were to like direct and form music videos for Isaiah Rashad, I would have, because he just dropped a music video for Do I Look High, but he should have done like a double song music video. He should have combined Do I Look High and Ain't Giving Up. He should have made like a music video and had both of these songs in there, because it ties in just so perfectly. And because you think when you read that title, it's like Ain't Giving Up. It was like, okay, he's not going to give up on himself. He's going to keep working. He's not going to give up on trying to give up these drugs. He's going to try to keep being a better man. But then immediately in the intro, he's like, nah, I'm not giving up this high. He's like, no, this high is too good for me to give up. Nigga, keep me up here. Like, that's what he's saying. And that made me laugh the first time I heard the song. I just love the cohesion of that. And again, the flow he uses on this track, I love it. I heard the house got motion, physics, poses, pictures, oceans, liquor, shines. I'm still fucking up functions, major. I love the flows he got, man. Very creative. Every song, you know, there's Isaiah Rashadisms, like there's like the vocal effects, the multi-layered mixing, like all those things. Like, there's stamps that make this Isaiah Rashad. It's familiar and not just completely new. You know, there's a bunch of new shit in regards to production, but a lot of the post work when it comes to just him writing, the energy, the vocal mixing. Yeah, it's just so it's so Rashad, and I love it, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna really dig too deep into this one. I don't know if I don't think he necessarily had. Reading it now, actually, yeah, he does. Yeah, at the end of the road and beneath it, grief is love, and when love is lost, and loss is lethal. All visible when they sold it. Few rehabs, then a month I'm dizzy. Scathing, lusting, anxious, suffering. Fuck it. As long as they don't fuck with my money. I can go through all this shit. Hey, don't fuck with my money. I live and destroyed my aim. Show me love, I'll be done by the sun. I can't keep from dissolving. It ain't for y'all. Might be worse from my heartbeat. Baby, these bumps come to me softly, burning my lungs, burning my car seat, burning through funds with my crystal love. See that, just that little flow. Like, he'll be going from one for a few bars, then he'll just go into a completely different flow for another 4 bars, and then he'll like bring it back to the other flow for the last 4 bars. It's the beauty of rap and writing. I fucking love it. And yeah, let's keep it going. The next song right here is probably the grooviest, honestly, the most grooviest track on the fucking album is Get to Know You. Don't even really need to break down anything in regards to like the lines or the verses. He's just again, apologizing, talking about the girl that he possibly cheated on. But this is one of those songs, like, this song could have been on like Sylvia demo, because the way he performs it, especially verse 1 and verse 2, that the deep inflection he has, and he's really just pro- projecting that do me wrong, Fuji lie, let me burn one. This double love. You ain't an angel, you my death date. Like he's really putting that power into it. It's really Sylvia demo shit the way he delivers that. So Get to Know You is definitely up there, one of my favorite songs. Cameras is a great just car riding singing with Dominic Fike. Um, I like Dominic Fike's um chorus, but I don't like his fucking verse. I think it's too chopped and screwed, and like it's just weird. I don't like the way he flows on the beat. I think that's really the only thing about it. It breaks the pacing of the song, and it's not in a good way. So yeah, his hook though, he killed that hook. Um, and Isaiah, man, he just doing his thing on the verses, always rapping his ass off, always doing it. Yeah, man, love that song. It's a great song, like Boy in Red, just a good feel good song. And then I guess for a lot of people who really just love the controversial stuff, the next song is when he gets into talking about the video leak, his sexuality, with Act Normal, and he kind of has it in the outro here. Like I said, after the first playthrough, I skip most of the talking now, but he's just pretty much saying it's been a journey going through the project, so on and so forth. He was trying to be lighthearted with this song, but fuck it, niggas want me to talk about it, so let's talk about it. And then that goes into Act Normal, and I think it's just the best way to go about a topic this way. It's not like he's not begging us for him to be on his side. Like, because I think there's a lot of ways a few artists would go about it, and it's like I think some artists would probably feel the need, like I gotta explain myself, and Rashad didn't do that. He didn't take the stance of like I feel like I need to explain myself to these niggas. Like no, because the truth is he doesn't. This is his life. What he does in his private life, it don't matter, you know. And you could say like, it wasn't so private because that shit was made public. Yeah, that was some asshole though who leaked the shit. Like that's a douchebag doing that. Like at the end of the day, um, that's his life. And I'm gonna go through some of the lyrics because there's something in the first verse that I just again as in my personal life I remember, and I'm pretty sure like I wouldn't be surprised if this lended a hand in fucking up my mental as a young man growing up with relationships as well. But I just love that the simple because he always says at the end of each either verse or hook where she's pretty much like I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, just be normal, be a cool motherfucker, be somebody I can talk to and just hang with, so that we can just be cool. I love that that's the angle he went. Like he didn't say, yeah, I'm bi and I gotta defend myself, please don't leave me as a fan, when shit hits the fan, are you still my fan, on some Kendrick shit. He didn't do none of that. He just made a song that was pretty much like, yeah, I like boys, I like girls, and it doesn't matter if you like that too and you fuck with it, just be normal. That's it. Simple. But we was on 12 in the back of a Macintosh. Do you want to see some nasty shit? My daddy kept a stash on the bedroom floor. That's why he's locking up his bedroom door. Quiet secrets, he learned to be the best at it. That's why the whole family was sex addicts. And that's something a lot of men have a problem with. I remember having a friend. His name was, I'm just gonna call him D. Won't put his name out there. Fuck it. I won't put his last name out there, but his name was Derek. He was a childhood friend. And I remember like one time he had a house and he had like a back shed. And I don't know if it was like literally, hey bro, do you want to see some nasty shit? But it was essentially something along those lines, like, do you want to see something? And he took me in there and there was just like a whole pile, just piles, collections of fucking porn magazines that he started showing me. And I was way too young to have been seeing that shit. And no doubt that shit fucked me up. And and I had a hand in, some of the bullshit I had gotten into in my early 20s. But Yeah, man. Turned out the whole family was sex addicts. Found some was ashamed of waves in the brain that they passed down. Prayed for the crash outs. They say your mama was in love with her best friend. Dodging those feelings raw, she quit calling. I don't know why they put raw right there. See, he says dodging those feelings, that's why she quit calling. Genius, you gotta get your fucking shit together, man. But yeah, see, and I didn't even realize. Let's just go through this. Pray for the crash out. They say your mama was in love with the best friend, dodging those feelings raw. She quit calling. Who let the bugs in the Wi-Fi? Remember now, don't view too much or your eyes get and that's true. Don't view too much or your eyes get desensitized. Like again, you have to detach yourself from porn and get out there and talk to normal fucking women and start fucking normal women. And I don't want to just tell you to go out there and like have a bunch of fun, like, and get protected. If you're a man and you don't have any plans on having kids literally anytime soon, if not ever, get your fucking shit tied. What is it, a vasectomy? I don't remember exactly, but it's something you can undo later when you want to have kids. So, you know, stop watching porn, get tied the fuck up, and go fuck, not a bunch. I don't want to turn you into a whore, but go have safe sex with, women. And so you can get your damn brain back into the fact that back into regular, beautiful women that are working regular fucking jobs, not out here on OnlyFans, becoming bimbo bitches. That's essentially, that's what you got to do. Poor babies, damn right, poor babies who elders informed it was normal. You'll grow older, run trains, and remain here. Maybe it was love, then sex, then sadism. Watching all that porn in the morn might change you. That is fucking true. Listen now, because I was at a point. If you're addicted to porn, addicted to sex, get help, please. All right, it's not good. All right, that's the type of shit that can inflict, was erectile dysfunction. Motherfuckers walk around thinking, "Oh my god, my dick don't work," and it's like, no, it's because you're watching so much porn, you can't get hard on a normal, beautiful woman. Go fix yourself, my nigga. And then in verse 2, he just keeps going with it some more. I was 18, fucking for sport, running for love. That's a bad vibe, breaking my heart. But next time, I had tried some things. Try some more, cry. World tour, the rapper was a porn star. Some girls come with the dick, some with the child support. Souls collide and combine the dust. It's a bomb when you line them up. Lockjaw must be something in the water that riled me up. The post-mortem deep end dive, though we enjoyed the fall so much. I'm unable to walk, so just call us on holograms. Taking appearances ain't as deep as it feel, as we evading the fear in this coffin. Poetry. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, Act normal, great. And the last quarter of the album is kind of where I'm like, like I like 10 States Away. I love, and they always coming rapping on a slow ass beat. And the beat is great for one. The music here is great. I love the flow in his rapping. Nothing too much in lyrics for me that I could point out. When we die, where do rappers go? Found there was no control in the bottom of the bag and shower pouring liquor in the air. I was fucked up. Made a vow, then we prayed, then we pawned my chains. We made it through the summer. I dropped an album, then we broke up. See, that's crazy, man. Like, this is the shit. Like, you gotta think, some of these people be going through, like, made artists. Like damn, I gotta go pawn my chains. Like, nigga, like not too long ago, I had to go pawn the Switch 2 for a little bit. Like, one of my favorite artists having to go out here and pawn his chains. Like, that's relatability. Even if, like, he doesn't mean that line to be related to in any way, that's a line people can grab a hold onto. It's like, wow, Isaiah Rashad, one of my favorite rappers, had to go and pawn his chains. I just went and fucking pawned my PS5. You know what? Maybe things are going to be all right. Maybe I will keep going. I'll get the PS5 back out later. Let me just keep my head down, keep it moving, keep working. Love it. And that's just like the normal, this normal life relevancy, being able to relate to. I dropped an album, then we broke up. No hate for those unable to be faithful. I guess that's how they made us. Kids make kids. In time, do okay. I actually lied. This is also one of my favorite lines in the album. This little run right here. Kids make kids. In time, do make strangers, but don't shame us for that. That's just your father on paper. So I love that. Like these people having kids, they ain't even grown up themselves yet. They have kids. And when those kids have kids, that time with them, that time apart because they weren't ready to have that kid yet, now that's turned them into a stranger. Love that. Why ain't that annotated? Like that doesn't take, in my brain, that don't take that much brain power to figure that out. In my head at least. But 10 States Away, like, call for what? So this is about his father. You know, my head was always thinking about, like, it's just about a girl that's 10 states away. But no, he's thinking about his father that maybe abandoned him, and that's how far now he is away, is 10 states. Like, that's just your father on paper. 10 states away, like, call for what? He got them scars from us. Prideful, I'll trade you an eyeful. Cried like we might never meet again. The heart craves for what we had when we part ways. I'm still reaching for your hand on my dark days. I texted a letter and deleted it for our sake. It's been forever and forever and forever. Damn. And, you know, man, yeah, sometimes it's hard to rekindle an estranged relationship with the parent like that, too. Because you can see in that last line he wants to, but he can't. Because maybe that text message wouldn't have done either one of them any good. He's like, I was texting you a paragraph. I texted a letter, but I deleted it for our sake. Like, it wouldn't have done us any good. Like, me telling you about how you are, me telling you how I feel, all these things I thought I wanted to say to you all these years for you fucking leaving us and moving 10 states away. Is it even worth it? No. So I'll just delete it. It's been forever and forever and forever. And, you know, I don't know if any of you guys believe in God, but, you know, I was kind of estranged from my mom for a long time. I moved in with my dad when I was very little. And I think that's why I'm here being a caretaker for her now. It's been 4 years. We still have our moments. It's hard as fuck, but it's gotten a lot better for sure. And I think that's what he wanted. He wanted things for us to get better before she passes eventually. And Isaiah, I hope that can happen for you, man. You know, I hope one of these days you and your dad can rekindle and have the relationship that maybe the both of you want, but neither one of you knows how to say it to each other. Maybe, I don't know. But moving on to Nothing to Hide. And is this Isaiah Rashad singing? You killed my love with the love. I'm all inside out. Yeah, man. Because I thought that was Thundercat singing. Is that Isaiah singing? Producers, Rowan, Wizzle got beats. 2 more. Yeah, he's the only one on here, man. It doesn't say anybody else is here. It's not saying anybody in the parentheses, the boxes, whatever. Yeah, man. This song is fucking amazing. Yeah, I thought this was a Thundercat song. This sounds like something that would have been produced by Thundercat. And I thought that was him singing on the chorus, too. Yeah, man. I love this song. Dope song. Dope song. Just reading the lyrics. Sorry, y'all. But we're just gonna kind of go through this because this last little section of the album is kind of, I really enjoy it, but this is where my next negative comes in. Superpowers. Not superpowers. Superpowers is not one of my negatives. I love superpowers. This is another pretty trap heavy influence song, but I think he does it so exceptionally well, much better than I still think it's better than the things he was trying to do on The House is Burning. And yeah, I just I like the song. It's good. Flow's good. He's doing his rapping. Um, yeah. Not gonna go too deep into it. Just know that I like it. Um, because I don't even know how long this video's been going on for, and I don't want to bring back OBS right now. So just know I really do like superpowers. And let's just get into the 719 freestyle. I'll say one thing about the song. The song itself, I like. I, I think it's I'm running it, I'm running it, I'm running right back to my bitch house. Like I like the song itself, but as an ender, as an album closer, not so much. Not so much. I think it's way too abrupt of an ending. Um, I do think like once you listen to it the first time and you keep going back through the album and you put the album on repeat, I do think the abruptness going into the new Sublime, I think that flow is really well. Like I love that transition from freestyle to the new Sublime. But as a closer to an album, it doesn't feel like it. It kind of just feels like we're still going. Like there's a few more songs left after this. And yeah, for me, like I said, I'm an artist myself. I love a good start, a good ending. Like close it out well, make it feel like an ender, like the end of an experience, the end of a story. And this just doesn't feel like it. You can kind of get an idea of it and gather the ending where like it's like if you want to look at it as a story of this dude who's been cheating on his girl and trying to find his way, it almost feels like by the end of this album he hasn't learned any type of lesson by the end of it like all this awful shit happening. Like he's gone through all this, he's been cheated on, he's done some cheating, going through all these drugs, and I don't know if this is the girl that maybe he was cheating on the other girl with, but at the end of all of it, he's just like, fuck it, I'm running back to my bitch's house. Like, 'cause I don't want to be nowhere else. And like, and in that point, contextually, when it comes to the writing, I think like I like that idea of looking at the album ending that way. It's just too abrupt, and there's no real like crescendo build up to an ending or no slow down descent into an ending, whatever. Um, and that's why this album gets a 9 out of 10. I think my two negatives bring it down half a point. Him talking at the end of multiple songs, sounding high as fuck, slurring his words. Yeah, and having me to skip it just so I can get to the next song quicker brings it down half a point. And then the album just wrapping up to an abrupt stop. Literally, it is quite literally an abrupt stop. Like it's not even a fade. It's just I'm running right back to my bitch, and then it goes into the new Sublime. And yeah, so that's why Isaiah Rashad gets a 9 out of 10. It's my favorite album. It's his best work since Sylvia Demo. And like I said, we can like go back through Isaiah Rashad, the Sun's tirade. Like, let's just look at the checklist for this. Where you at? Dope. For the squad, dope. Free lunch, dope. Rope, rose gold, dope. What's wrong? Dope. Park, dope. B-Day, dope. Silk the Shaka, dope. Titty and Dollar, dope. Stuck in the mud, dope. A lot, no. AA, dope. Dress like a rapper, dope. Don't matter, nah. And even shit, you know what? I actually like a good fucking majority of the Sun's tirade. Don't matter, I don't like Brenda and By George. The outro I do like. Find a topic. I barely remember what find a topic sounds like. So maybe I'll just say this is his best shit since Tirade. I didn't realize I liked that much. I think like B Day and Stuck in the Mud, like Stuck in the Mud is one of those things like I skip the second half. I don't like the way he raps on the beat switch of Stuck in the Mud. But the first half with SZA, that shit is so fucking dirty. Oh, I love it. But a lot and Don't Matter, no. You can keep those songs off the album entirely. But anyway, The House is Burning. This is one I know for a fact. Um I don't fuck with much at all. Um, Lay with your headshots. What you said. Do I like From the Garden? I think I like From the Garden. I don't fuck with Dark Side. Claymore I like. I think Happy Birthday to You I like. Score I do like. Chad, Hey Mr. R.I.P. Young. Or I think literally all of these. Hold on. All of these. Yeah. Remove all that. But The House is Burning, the last track, of course. Like that album had a great closer. Like there's a whole middle section damn near I don't fuck with about that album, but it had a great closer. Um, but yeah, that just leaves us back with um, what's it called? That just leaves us back with what is it called, y'all? It's been awful. That's my review. That's my discussion. We got some Inception going on right now. I hope if you've made it this whole an hour and a half, you guys are something else, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I hope you guys be safe, have faith, and keep pace out there. It's been a hell of a damn time. I love talking about it. It's been Rashad. It's been awful. 9 out of 10. His best work since Sylvia Demo, in my opinion. And you guys have a great one out there. Peace.